And we are live. Welcome, Crypto Warriors, to the Gentlemen of Crypto, episode 894. We're getting close. Today is Friday, February 18th, 2022. And I'm your host, Bitcoin Zay, here to bridge the gap between cryptocurrency and the community, Monday through Friday at 10ish. And I have some great news stories for you today, starting with the top story. Crypto community condemns Canada for freezing dissidents' Bitcoin wallets. Next, we have the 2022 Cointelegraph Top 100 is here. We'll explore some of the people who are on the list. And last but not least, Biden, let's go Brandon, expected to issue executive order on crypto and CBDCs next week based on a report. And of course, this is Fuck Bitcoin Friday. So we will have call-ins for people who may want to discuss topics, who want to argue a little bit. Hey, it's Friday. Who cares, man? Let's get it. So let's jump into our prices for today. Again, this was a crazy day for the markets. And for those of you who did not see the big dump that just happened recently, yes, even you can lose some money in this market, even if you're safe, because overnight, Bitcoin at $40,589, down 3.4%. Ethereum at $2,858, down 4.1%. Binance Coin at $403, down 2.5%. XRP at 77 cents, down 3% today. Cardano at $1.02 is down 2.6%. Solana sitting at 92.90, down 4.5%. Avalanche sitting at 85.52 is down 5.7%. And Terra Luna coming into that 10th spot at 50.29, down 7.4%. So it did jump a little bit after a huge dump below 40K to the 39,000 range. Looks like we're battling at that 40K level. Our biggest gainers for today, Beagle Inu. They're not even hiding it now. I mean, we got Shiba Inu, Floki Inu, Snoop Dogg Inu. Who cares? Now they got Beagle Inu up 380%. Interstellar Domain Order, whatever that is, up 200%. And Teddy Dog up 184% as well. So still some good old pump and dumps to be made. Let's get into some of our comments for today. I want to check out who we have in the chat again. I'll be putting the Zoom link in shortly. Make sure you watch. We don't have a lot of news today. I want to make sure we get some time to talk, answer some questions, get into it as much as you can. So Keisha, Wendy Nichols, Crypto and Culture, what's going on? Vaughn, Jason H, For Sure Entertainment, John Boware, Sylvester, Carson, Sergeant Mac, J Soul, Crypto, Kaiti, D. Sharon, Marcellus Love, Sakara Hold, let's see, Deron Collins, what up, though? What up? Joshua Topper, Larry Ann, Ken Mitchum. Let's see, man, everybody jumping on here. The P-Man Band, what's up, brother? Let's see, Chappie, got you already. Jay Walter, Too Rich to Miss. Shout out to Baby Zay playing in the background. Yeah, that's Gigi, making sure she shows her support. And of course, everybody else jumped into the chat today. So thank you all. Make sure you spank that like button. Make sure you share to everybody within your network. Because again, like we said before with the show, we got a lot of big changes coming. We got a lot of great shows coming. And we want to make sure we get you all this great information. And we can do it with a lot of different shows as well. So let's jump into our first story of the day. This is crazy to me. I've been following this closely via Twitter. I don't know if you have, but of course we discussed the truckers and their ability to raise money using Bitcoin that can't be taken, like GoFundMe. And crypto community condemns Canada for freezing dissidents' Bitcoin wallets. And Kraken CEO, shout out to Jesse, he admitted that the firm could be forced to freeze some wallets by the police, advising to move crypto off of exchanges. Now, who's been yelling no keys, no cheese for the last 3 years? Because I'm telling you, this is the real fight. When they start trying to take it from you, it's just like Executive Order 6102. When we started going into a depression, they started taking people's gold, or they made you bring it to the banks and they gave you a piece of paper saying, here you go. This time, they're just taking it. So global cryptocurrency enthusiasts have expressed concerns over Canadian authorities freezing bank accounts and crypto wallets involved in funding local COVID-19 protests. On Thursday, Ontario Superior Court Justice Caleb McLeod issued an order freezing all the digital assets and bank accounts associated with Freedom Convoy. It doesn't sound very free to me when you can start taking people's stuff, which is a series of ongoing protests against COVID-19 vaccine mandates and restrictions. According to a report by the Toronto Star, the amount of funds frozen so far in bank accounts and digital wallets with Bitcoin and other assets is estimated at more than $1 million. So we have two things here. You can freeze GoFundMe. There's nothing they can do. They have to comply. With Bitcoin, at the very least, you have a little bit of a pushback where they have to try and go after individual wallets. They have to try and figure out where it's going. And there's a lot of red tape in the way for them to figure it out. So at the very least, you can at least try to move around the money you need to buy goods and services and supplies if you want. But this is the dictatorship and the fascism that everybody's talking about. This is it right here. It's happening right in front of you. I know somebody was saying, let's go Brando, because it seems like what's happening in the US is what's happening in Canada right now. And good old teenage face is scared like a little girl right now, running away as soon as dissidents start and enacting the Canada Emergencies Law for the first time in Canadian history. How scared do you have to be to enact a law to try and take away people's money just so you can cut off the faucet so they can't push back against vaccine mandates? 90% of your country is vaccinated. Get over it. Let's move on. Everybody's tired of these games they're playing as far as them trying to protect you. Bullshit. They are not trying to protect you. They're trying to protect themselves. And we can look here at some of the major crypto advocates have subsequently reacted to the news, with Kraken CEO Jesse Powell condemning Canadian authorities. Due process is for plebs. Might makes right in Canada. If someone dissents, you confiscate their wealth, revoke their licenses, exclude them from the financial system, and kill their pets. No need to debate the law, policy, or even rights when you have a monopoly on violence. And that is exactly what's happening. I remember when I was younger and I used to read, historically, when people would listen to their governments for too long and then they would get too much power, I would always say, why didn't people just push back? It's always more people than there are government people. And here we are, 2022, and I don't understand adults that just freely go along with what their government says. And this is Canada, people. They listen to pretty much everything the government says. They're very nice people. They are not really trying to push back unless it's something dire. And I think the vaccine mandate is. You can't tell somebody to get the vaccine or you won't have a job. That is mandates. That is pressure. That is against the law. You can't coerce somebody into taking an experimental drug. I don't care what they call it. It was done in 8 months. This is not a vaccine, not tested at all. So let's look at some of the tweets that we saw. Pomp jumped in. China is freezing dissident bank accounts and threatening citizens who express their freedom of speech. Oh, wait, sorry, it's Canada, not China. President Bukele, he also took to Twitter. He says the real war is not in Ukraine. It's in Canada, Australia, France, Brussels, England, Germany, Italy. They just want you to look the other way. It is crazy how some of the more tame countries seem to be, as soon as something small happens, they are super aggressive. And I kind of compare this to how the weakest one in the group has to be the loudest. The people with real power, they can sit back and they don't really worry about it. But the weakest one in the group is always going to sprout off at the mouth and try and flex how much power they have as soon as they're challenged, because they've never been challenged before. They've never seen anything like this. So all of these weak ass countries that have never really been challenged recently with any type of real process, all of a sudden they're trying to flex their muscles as much as possible. Canada Emergencies Act, shut down the truckers, stop all the honking, give us your name and docs regular everyday people. It's sad to see, man. And this is what happens when all the dudes who used to get stuffed in lockers become the leaders now. Now they're making rules, trying to control everybody, trying to make up for their lack of, of personality when they were younger. So it just sucks to see. And it's a lot of play here as far as internationally. So let's look into some of the comments. Let's see. Peace. Good morning, Zay. Happy Friday to you from E. Devon. What's up? What's up? That headline is very concerning. Get a ledger. Absolutely. Get a ledger, get a treasure, get a cold card, get a open dime, get anything you can to get your funds off of exchanges, period. When the exchange starts saying move your cheese, listen. Exactly. When an exchange owner is saying get your money off exchanges, get it off exchanges. And we've been saying this for years. We think they're going to do an exchange sweep. They're going to take whatever money they need or people that they think aren't deemed necessary, or they've used terrorist type addresses, whatever they can blacklist, they're going to do a sweep of a lot of those accounts. There's nothing you can do about it. So get your money. As soon as you get it off the exchanges. Crypto Rasputin, Executive Order 9066, detention of Japanese in camps. Canadians have nothing compared to crimes of America. Yep, we've been there. We know a lot of people know the crimes of America. We have done a lot, and we have given an example of what can happen when we want to take control. Let's see. Reno Gamble, Zen King, respect. Thanks for another show. Appreciate you. Thank you for jumping in. Don B, Trudeau has stock in vaccines. I think a lot of them do. They have a lot of stock in pharmaceutical countries. I think somebody did a study that Congress has some of the best performing portfolios in the world or in the country. How is that possible? They're enacting the laws that help companies get more money, and they just so happen to be invested in these companies. Man, what a coincidence. Finn, that chick in that video is always tweaking when she gets a question. All right. Let's see. Michael Kennedy. They're going to be shouting how the boosters are only needed because of people who haven't vaccinated enough. Man, come on, man. it's so clear at this point. It's kind of laughable. But yeah, this is the world we're in right now. Reno Gamble, talk the damn truth. Absolutely. Let's see. We got $10 from Darnell Jackson Crypto. This is why I prefer hot wallets, because a Canadian may take your stuff. Hey, Q, do you prefer hardware wallets? Yeah, definitely. You want to use hardware wallets to move it off of hot wallets or exchanges, because it does have a chance to get hacked. Move to cold storage. So if you want to get super technical with it, move it to a mixer or CoinJoin, then move it from there to a hardware wallet that somebody else, you bought in somebody else's name. Put that hardware wallet in a fireproof safe or an air gap computer, and put that in a place that is not anywhere near your home. If you want complete privacy, that's how you really have to do it. And for most people, that's too many steps. But for my freedom, it's not. So that's what I've done. I've done that with pretty much every wallet I have. Nothing is at my place of residence or on me when I travel on purpose. So Satoshi Slim, loudest one in the room, is usually most secure. Yep, that's Canada right now. Let's see who else we got. Local TX, any leftover red snapper? No, we ate that up, player. It's all gone. And John C. Bland, yeah, don't store your keys on Google Drive. Please don't store it on Google Drive or any of these other platforms. So let's jump into our next story for today. We are talking about the Cointelegraph Top 100. I wanted to jump into this. They are releasing the Cointelegraph Top 100 slowly but surely. They're not doing it all at once. So this is presented by Crypto.com in conjunction with Cointelegraph. Of course, these lists don't determine who really has the most impact. I can tell you right now, there's a lot of people who have influence. It's hard to narrow it down to 100, but it is interesting to see, and it is always fun to make a list. I made CoinDesk Top 100 last year. Top 50 actually. So it's always good to make a list. You know, you get noted for your influence, but these are just arbitrary things people have pretty much thrown together. So let's look at the list so far, starting at 100. Rect Capital, trader and technical analyst. And as you can see here, each person who's selected, they will have a Punk NFT dedicated to them, sort of like CoinDesk. CoinDesk had a special NFT for each person as well. So Rect Capital, pseudo-anonymous cryptocurrency analyst. All right. So you can read into that, into Rect Capital's last few things for this year. Let's see. Masayoshi Son, chairman and CEO of SoftBank Group. Come on, man. That's what I'm talking about. How SoftBank a part of the crypto industry? But again, this is sponsored by Crypto.com, so you know it's going to be some corporate stuff. Let's see. Yeah, SoftBank, Tokyo-based firm specializing in banking investment. And again, yeah, it is what it is. You're going to have these type of these people in the top 100. Let's see who else we got up in here. Teodora Antonisova at Nexo. All right. Let's see who else we got. Kirian Warwick, co-founder of Alluvium. Not sure what Alluvium is, but let's take a look. I am always interested. I try to read through all the top 100s to link up with people. If we have some synergy there, I can work with them. Let's see. Kieran Warwick, co-founder of Alluvium, open world blockchain role-playing game. All right. And he became Australia's youngest Harvey Norman franchisee, the founding community-based food review app, the Bird Collective. All right. So he's been he's in the space. If you all know these people, let me know in the chat. I'll try and I know a few of them, but let's see. Robert Leshner at Compound Labs, Samson Mao at Blockstream, definitely know him. Michael Shulov, Fireblocks, yep. Sandra Kuhn of Utrust. If you don't know about Utrust, Utrust is actually a pretty good service. Whenever you make payments, online commerce payments, I've used them before because I pay for flights and hotels a lot of times with Bitcoin on alternative airlines. If you use Travala, Travala, or alternative airlines, you can get discounts for paying in Bitcoin. So I use those websites. I'm talking about 30-40% discounts. I mean, huge discounts if you pay with Bitcoin. And we're talking about a couple $100 here. We're not talking about spending 20K worth of Bitcoin. So if you can go from $200 to 120, I mean, that's a great savings if you use Bitcoin. And Utrust actually has the online commerce payments easy for you to use. So yeah, so shout out to them. Sonia Cohn for that. Utrust is definitely good. And let's see who else we got here. Mark Yusko at Morgan Creek. Yep, definitely know him. Shout out to shout out to Pomp over there at Mark Yusko as well. Gogan, not sure who that is, but let's take a look. Gogan represents a step change in the abilities of Cardano. All right, so he's He's developing on Cardano. Ain't no way in hell. No, I'm just kidding. Nah, we always joke on Cardano. Hopefully he is working to make it better. I know John C. Bland is out there somewhere about to jump in and try and get on me. But at the same time, no hate for anybody making these lists. I think a lot of the people in the industry are very interested and have interesting projects, and I want to learn about them all. So no hate towards anybody. Haven't heard of a lot of them, but we'll see who else goes. Let's see who got the chat. 5252 crypto. Let's go. Best show. Like, service, or share. Exactly. Let's get these likes up. We got 213 people watching, only 136 likes. Spank the likes before I have to start singing in this bitch. And I know you don't want to hear that. And let's see who else we got. The Gentleman of Crypto. Once we push out the second, third tier of membership, Discord will be on there. Absolutely. Thanks for that, for putting that in the chat. Let's see who else we got. Wyatt, is the membership going to be through YouTube for Discord? It'll be for both, because now you can link through YouTube into the Discord. It's great to see. Let's see who else we got in here. PFC Wells, I bet Reggie Middleton not on that list. Yeah, they're trying to blackball him, keep him out. I'm having that trouble myself at the organization where I do news. They just won't allow the story because they don't want it to come out. Trying to push for it now with my producers, but it is what it is, man. Let's see. Wealth Engineering, salute. Thank you for speaking on this. I'm a Canadian YouTuber and I'm sounding the alarm. What is happening in Canada is a glimpse of the future for all countries in the Western world. Prepare for the worst, hope for the best. Exactly. I mean, if you really think about it, if Canada is doing this, I mean, you got to think that's one of the most docile places as far as perception. Again, we're not talking about individuals, but perception as a country, people think it's, pretty docile, and they listen to the rules. So if they're pushing back, I mean, good gracious. And I actually found this other story, which is even more sad in regards to Canada. Let me pull this up really quickly so that you all can see exactly what I'm talking about. This is what it's come to, people. We have 34 so far. It was 29 yesterday when I read it, but now it's 34 crypto wallets tied to trucker Freedom Convoy. Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, Monero, and Cardano addresses are all on the list. Oh man, so there's a use case for Cardano. Oh yeah, shout out John Bland. Let's get it. So let's see. The federal police agencies working with the Financial Transactions and Reports Analysis Center of Canada are investigating cryptocurrency donations supporting the week-long protest against Canada's vaccine mandate. Let's see. Justin Trudeau. They're deemed illegal under the Emergencies Act, invoked for the first time since the law was passed in 1988. Again, first time in Canadian history. What a bunch of pussies. Jesus Christ, the Emergency Act. What is an emergency about people telling you just to stop mandates? If 90% of your country is vaccinated, go back to as much as close to normal as you can. But yes, donors have sent more than 20 Bitcoin to the address worth over 1.1 million, about $870,000. 1.1 million in Canadian. The donors turn to cryptocurrencies after GoFundMe. So you know the story. But 34 the list consists of 29 Bitcoin addresses and then 5 other ones. So again, that's what you're seeing here, man. It's right in front of your face. So if you don't understand it at this point, you need to start coming up with an exit plan, not necessarily physical to another country, but very, very quickly exit plan off of exchanges, exit as much as you can from any type of liquidity pools. If you're not going to stay in there long term, because that's how they're going to sweep people too. BlockFi just got issued with $100 million. What happens if they do a sweep on your favorite staking pool and that 10% turns to 0% overnight? Boom. So let's see. Let's look at some of the comments. Reggie Middleton. So the man that has the only foundational tech patents in the crypto industry is not only considered number 1, but not even 100. Man, you know how these lists go, Reggie. Again, it's sponsored by crypto.com. I don't know who puts these lists together. I don't know who they look at. I don't know if they're really even deep in the industry enough to make this list, because I know if I made a top 100 list, for one, it would mostly be some of the same people year over year, because those are people doing the most work, and some of the impact can't be understated. But they try and, I guess, get new people. I don't care about them. They may have a little bit, but they still got to work their way up to me. But you're right, Reggie. That's the game right now. Let's see. We got a comment here. Real talk. Any predictions for Biden's upcoming crypto regulations? Any recommendations to hide our crypto? We're about to get into that story actually right now. So let's jump on to it. Biden expected to issue executive order on crypto and CBDCs next week. So we're looking at a huge dump today on Friday, right before the weekend, where we might have an even bigger dump right before next week, where he's going to issue this executive order on crypto and CBDCs. So Both President Barack Obama and the previous administration issued executive orders related to digital assets, so they're going to do the same. In a Thursday report from Yahoo Finance, Jennifer Schonberger said an official familiar with the matter within the Biden administration revealed the executive order could arrive as soon as next week. The directive from President Biden would reportedly order the Office of the Attorney General, the State Department, and the Treasury Department to study the potential rollout of a U.S.-issued central bank digital currency. And how many times did we tell you the CBDC, that is the plan. They want to get you on a CBDC, digital biometric ID attached to it, your vaccine status attached to that, your ability to travel, shop, buy food, all attached to one source so that they can control it. Bitcoin was the Black Swan event. Cryptocurrency as a whole was the Black Swan event. And they have to shut that down for their plan to work. And by they, I'm talking about, if you've heard the Build Back Better plan, Event 201, all of these different plans that have been in the works. I'm not trying to sound like, tinfoil hat, but these are real plans that are online. I mean, they're literally, you can DuckDuckGo. I would prefer if you look for it, because I look for some stuff on Google, it doesn't come up till page 8. DuckDuckGo, very first thing. So you can see how they're using algorithms to suppress information. This is like 1984, Animal Farm, Clockwork Orange, all rolled into one. They're suppressing it, suppressing the information so you can't get to it. And then they're also trying to decrease the amount of people who have the freedom of using their own currency. So under the executive order, the Financial Stability Oversight Council would study financial stability issues resulting from the introduction of cryptocurrencies. The SEC, CFTC, Federal Reserve, FDIC, and the Office of the Comptroller of Currency will consider measures to protect the markets and report to the president on methods to mitigate risk with respect to crypto. How many bureaus does it take to control something that is supposedly, it was fake money, it was collectibles, it's dumb, nobody wants it. I mean, Jesus Christ, they pulling out all the stops. And this would be, they issued 220 executive orders over 4 years. That was Obama, and President released 276 during his 2 terms. Good gracious. So a lot of executive orders coming out right now. And I hope that they don't just do, they're going to do it. They're going to try and cast a wide net to everything. But I hope for the sake of the country, of everything we love at this point, there's some pushback, because if this is an executive order, of course they have to do it, but states' rights, I think it's going to be some states that push back. Texas and Florida looking at you. So that's why I'm glad to be there. Let's take a look at some of our comments here. Let's see. Reggie Middleton, as for Coin that's not letting the story out, remember those editors get paid from Grayscale Performance. The patent is bad for their bonuses. Yep, exactly. I'm starting to realize that now. These corporations, they have to kiss ass for a lot of people. That's why I'm glad to be independent, so I don't, if I don't feel like it. Let's see. To y'all, too great. Bitcoin's A for president. You won't ever find me running for political office. Not at all, player. And let's see. Maurice Thompson, I got to step up to no KYC Bitcoin going forward. Yeah, I think somebody just asked that question. How can they be safe? Real talk. Any predictions for Biden's upcoming crypto regulations? Any recommendations to hide our crypto? All right, so here's the process. I would say is the closest you can get to anonymous, pseudo-anonymous crypto. All right, so first, the purchase of Bitcoin or crypto should be peer-to-peer. Go to conferences, go to meetups, or use bisq.network. These are different ways that are non-KYC. Take that Bitcoin, move it into a coin join. It's not 1000% effective, but it is closer. Either a coin join or a Mixer wallet. Move it from there to a hardware wallet that is not in your name or was not purchased by yourself. Take that wallet, put it in a fireproof safe, and that safe, put it in a location not your home or not your place of business. That is as safe as I can think of, and I've been told. Also, if you can't get a fireproof safe, an air-gapped computer. What air-gap means is that it's never been connected to the internet, so there is zero chance of it getting hacked. It's simply just a computer by itself, no screen, no nothing. You put or can't have a screen to put in the USB. You put it on there, and it never touches the internet, and you put it somewhere safe. So there's a lot of different ways. I know it's a lot of steps, but again, is it worth the price of your freedom? Absolutely, because when they start trying to round up your Bitcoin, it's going to be extremely hard to get it from certain people, but it's going to be super easy to get it. Exactly. So let's see. But this is the fight we need, people, because once you get past this, it's all free and clear. It's nothing stopping it from there. Let's see. Janine Wiedemeyer. My brother lives in Canada and works at TD Bank. I asked him what's up, and he said that when the government told them to freeze a list of accounts to send the money, that's what they do, period. Exactly. They have to. They are workers. They listen to what they're told. But I want to remind you, when they had the what was it? The Holocaust. So most of the people that participated in it were just everyday people doing their job. So please don't repeat history and just do your job. There are Canadian cops who are quitting right now because they don't want to be seen in history as people that help oppress their own citizens. So if we're supposedly all in this together, the police should be on our side, not the side of the oppressors, because it's going to come knocking on your front door too. Let's see. Sergeant Crypto hot take. Justin, Castro Trudeau got the tap on the shoulder to enact rules, test run for all other countries to be more China-like. The tap on the shoulder. All right. When we talk about tap on the shoulder, it can either happen very early in life so that their career is built on this, or it can happen whenever somebody wants to try and influence you. Justin was very early in life. That connection with Castro is fishy, whatever. But he was one of the, what is it, like young leaders? I think it's what's called. Let me look it up. I don't want to say it wrong. And if you look at the list of young leaders, yeah, like I gotta figure out what it's all. We're looking for young leaders. The World Economic Forum, basically, they have a group of young leaders, and Justin Trudeau was one of them. Most of these young leaders, they all become leaders of countries. Just coincidence, just a coincidence that all these young leaders become presidents and prime ministers of countries. Justin Trudeau was a part of that. The dude who runs the World Economic Forum, Klaus, I forget his last name, Klaus, whatever. But he runs that, so he has a lot of control over who gets put in power. So they basically do his bidding because they all have an agenda. That's why when people talk about, because a lot of these young leaders are U.S. government too. That's why when people are like, why doesn't our government care about you? Because they don't work for the United States. They don't give a shit about you. They work for their own other organization. Everybody has a boss, and it ain't you guys. Trust me. The fact that your national vote goes from vote for somebody that goes through electoral college, which you didn't elect, and then goes to vote from there, it's too many barriers in between for your actual national vote to matter. Think local. But the reason that is because certain people can be put into place. It's come on, man. We're adults here. More money, more likely that you will be elected. I think somebody has a stat that whoever raises the most money for presidency wins 100% of the time. So I think that for the most part, that tap on the shoulder came a long time ago, and he's just doing what he's told. That's why a lot of them get on TV and look stupid. You're like, this doesn't even make sense. They got a boss that told them to do that. The same way you have to, if you work customer service, you go in there and your boss is like, well, I already told you how to do it. Handle it. You got to come out and give the bad news to the customer. You get yelled at. You get cussed out. You get told you're stupid. But really, it's your boss that's telling you you're doing the bidding because you don't want to lose that job. That's why middle managers get stomped on so much. Let's see. Jiu-Jitsu Crypto, did you say purchase a cold wallet not in my name? Yes. Purchase a cold wallet not in your name, if possible. Let's see. Just in from you, this is actually pretty close to my storage process. Yeah, you got to do it pretty conspicuously. Let's see who else we got. Craig Stevens, cop, collect your BTC, send the Wasabi and coin join. Yes, to BISC, put down deposit, buy only peer-to-peer on BISC from there on out. Yep, that's a good way. Let's see who else we got here. Reno Gamble, Bilderberg attendees. Yep, S1 does. Klaus Schwab, that's his name. Klaus Schwab, exactly. Let's see. Jiu-Jitsu says, how would you purchase without using your name? Use another name, use a P.O. box address if you can, or somebody else's address to get it delivered. It's a bunch of different ways, and I can't give it all out here, but if we ever meet in person, I can give you the exact blueprint. Playthrough games. What are some precautions for holding crypto if you're single to pass on to nieces and nephews? How do one distribute just in case of death? All right, so one thing you can do is you can have a time lock wallet. I actually have one myself. It's time locked for 10 years. I did it back in the day. You can time lock it for 25 years if you want, but you have a time lock wallet that you can pass on to nieces and nephews based on when they turn 18. You can put it there, and then you can give your attorney, when you give them the rights to your assets, the attorney has the power, the rights to power to give them that Bitcoin once it's unlocked, and to give it to them and leave them directions, handwritten directions, not typed up, handwritten directions, handwritten private key, sealed officially, and then you can pass it on. Also, a multi-signature wallet between your significant other, the attorney, and the ability to send it to someone. A 2 out of 3 multi-signature wallet works well as well. And then there's actually businesses popping up for family planning for generational wealth. I can't remember the name of a few of them I've spoken with, but they're just now starting. So you might want to look a few of those up. A lot of good ways there. Let's see. Don B, Trudeau Jr.'s wife left him. There's some black eye gang code. All right. Yeah, Trudeau's good friends with Klaus Schwab. They're working together. Yeah, it's a lot of people who work for Klaus. They don't work with him. They work for him. Trust me. If you work with the World Economic Forum, you work for him. So let's see. If we don't have any more questions, cool. Trying to put this link in here, but Zoom isn't acting weird today. But yeah, if we don't have any more questions, that's all our stories for today. I want to remind people again, this current climate that we're in is again, you're looking at the fight. We've been talking about it for almost 5 years now. Our show is the longest running show in crypto history, and we've been talking about it for so long. At this point, most of our warriors are hardened, they understand it, but you got to make sure you get through to some of your family members. I don't think they see the urgency right now. They really don't, until they go to the grocery store and it's cleared out. Gas is $7.50, and the sky's falling as far as on the news. Then it's too late. So you want to make sure you make those precautions now. Trying to take any more questions here. Let's see. Are they trying to KYC private wallets, and is that even possible? Technically, no. If you print 100 paper wallets, there's no way they can really trace it to you if you're using a VPN. Just print 100 paper wallets, and if you can keep them safe, it's a game of whack-a-mole. And we're not talking about just America. We're talking about in the world. Can you track every wallet? No. Can you track transactions? If you do find a link between certain ones, absolutely. But to break that link, there are a lot of different ways. I will say one of the best use cases for cryptocurrency is privacy. So privacy coins are going to be huge in the next year as people realize transacting privately is not for criminals. It's for people who just don't want their money taken for no reason. I've heard of a lot of people having to go into banks and having to explain themselves just in the past month. Just all of a sudden, they got to go into banks. They got to start explaining themselves. They got to start, telling where a certain money came from. It's very weird at this point. So yeah, let's see if we got any more questions here. Just an interview. I'm done talking to family about our state of the world Bitcoin. They all think I'm crazy. Yeah, everybody thought it was crazy 2 years ago when we were saying that most of the stuff they're telling you is a lie. Then they came back and said it's a lie. But yeah, somebody said fix that cam. Yeah, my bad. Yeah, I knocked it out getting too hype over here. So exactly. But now that the cam is back here, make sure you like and subscribe to the channel. Make sure you get the masterclass if you haven't already. Definitely some great stuff in there. We have a lot of new shows coming on the channel, covering a broad number of subjects because the sense of urgency is now. Miami Bitcoin Academy coming at the end of this month, starting next month with teaching and the kickoff event. Look out for that. For people looking for books, again, Amazon is totally trying to suppress it, but we do have the books ready to ship for the first version for those who ordered, and then the second version coming as well. Again, it's out of my hands, didn't have anything, but the story will be probably NFT. People will receive those free NFTs. Let's see what else we got. Make sure you tune in for the AMAs next week. We have some new sponsors we'll be talking with. King this weekend is actually in Iowa looking at the mining facility. So there's some more great content coming from that, where you can actually see inside of a mining facility, see how it's run. Again, nobody's giving you this much information for free daily. So just make sure you pay that like tax. That's all we ask. Make sure you subscribe to the channel and join as well so that you can get a lot of updates in Discord. Make sure you check out Antonio during our shorts right now. Let me jump to the channel so I can show you if you don't already know. Antonio, I catch him on TikTok now. The algorithm has caught me because now I'm starting to catch him. If you look at our videos, you can see the shorts on the playlist right here, Daily Digest. We got 5 videos there. Let me share this with you all so you can see. We're expanding, people. Daily Digest right here. Some of our interviews where you can go back, see some of the classics with Reggie, with Richard Hart, all of those. We have our AMAs we're listing in there. If you want to see some of the old dinosaur of the days, some of the old shorts, and crypto education, all of that is there on the playlist. So make sure you visit that. And I think that's all of the news we have. Let's see. Smash them likes, lurkers, absolutely. And let's see. Jamel Hook, I'm talking about cold storage private wallets. Yeah, cold storage private wallets. Absolutely. There's a few. Casa Hold is the best one that I would say. Casa Hold. Look up that one. So yep, that's it for our news for today. Happy Friday to everyone. Sorry we couldn't debate today. Zoom was acting kind of funny with that, but all good. We'll get it in next week once King is back. Appreciate you all for tuning in and have a good weekend. Cheers.